Hello everyone, welcome to another day in Shroud of the Avatar. Today we find ourselves in-game with skeggy media, and I thought I would have a look at butchery in the game. Now the butchery skill, of course, is where you can take carcasses of animals that you've skinned and you can turn them into meat. And there are various different recipes in the butchery tree, ranging of course from mutton right the way through to, well, there are some obsidian recipes which of course this character hasn't yet bought. But what I've done with this character, so I've not had to spend a lot of money by going to the farming merchants, or the cooking merchants, sorry, and buying the recipes, is I've used my Scarface character and traded all of the recipes, saving a lot of money. So it's something you can do in the game. So if you can find a player who's willing to trade you the recipes, then you can learn the recipes, or you can go to the cooking merchants and learn the recipes. And some of the recipes are probably going to be in some areas of the land as well. Now once you've actually got your recipes, you'll need your carcasses, which again come off skinned creatures. Everything from the simple ones like the rabbits, which you can find in the road instances, which are the best ones to start with, right the way through to bears, crocodiles, wolves. There are new boars and such like in the game, but you'll need to have the recipe before you can actually butcher them. So, and this particular character doesn't yet have them. So we're now going to go into how to do the butchery. So you need to use a butchery station, which of course looks like this. And double click on it, and then it's just a matter of using a meat that you've got and against a skill that you can do. This requires butchery of 30. This is why it's actually a good idea to use some of the rabbits first. There we go, because it doesn't need any skill requirement. And then we can just go 20 down there, or 14, because that's all the carcasses I think we've got. And we'll also have a quick look at the tree. Crafting tree, and we want to go to butchery. And that's training. Now we need to get that to level 20. Is it level 20? No, level 40. And then we can buy these other skills down here. So let's start crafting away. You'll see the levels go up extremely quickly. We're already at level 12. And the levels go extremely quickly at the beginning, and then slow down as you become more experienced in the skill. But you need to do this to get your levels up so you can start to do the more advanced butchery like the wolves and such like, and especially the obsidian recipes. So we've butchered all of our rabbit meat. We've got plenty of other carcasses here. Yep, we'll do the crocodile meat next. 11 of those. These are crafting slower, and the chance of success has gone down because it's a slightly more advanced recipe. So we need to have a higher skill level before it will start to, one, craft faster, and secondly, have a greater success. But if you fail, you're not losing anything, other than the durability of your crafting equipment goes down, as with all crafting skills, unless of course you're using a prosperity or artisan tool, which are classed as unbreakable. And here we are at level 58, and as we level up the chance should raise. So we leveled up there, and as you can see our chances raised up, and also the speed of crafting is slowly improving on this particular recipe. Now as we've been skilling up, we're starting to get some extra rewards also out of the some of the meats or some of the carcasses in the game, like animal bones and sinews. Now these are used in some other recipes as well, or some other crafting. So you can see that you can get a lot out of butchery. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a crafting trainer now and learn these two abilities here, which is batching materials, which means we'll be able to do more than 20, and of course the speed of our butchery to make it quicker as we batch up. So I shall see you back here in a short while, and we shall get some more butchery done. So here we are back at the crafting station after being to the crafting trainer, and we've learnt batching materials and swift refining of materials. Now let's see what these actually do as we level up. So we're going to go back into the butchery station, so we can see the other two skills now leveling up, and what we can do now is see what's actually happened. We've had a few levels in these. As you can see, we've got a plus 2.44 on our batching count, and this one of course now means we're refining our materials at 1.2% faster. Now it's easier to show you the batching, because before we could only do 20. So if we bring up the bear meat again, now before we could only do 20, but now if we type in a number larger, you can see we can now do 22, and that is because the batching materials is now at 2.4, because it will always round down. So you can see the benefit of that skill. So here we are at level 30, and now we could do a batch of 12 more, so we could do 32 if we had the materials for it, or the tool's durability, which we don't in these cases. So if we start the cycle again, we can see that we could only do 5. What I will actually do is do more than 5, so I'll type in thingy, but it will stop crafting because the tool will actually break, especially if you notice that it's not crafting and you're wondering why. It's probably because your tool is actually broken. So as you can see, our tool is now broken. Actually shows 09 and your tool is broken. Up in the window up here you can all see a broken tool icon. So now we've got a slightly repaired tool we can carry on. And we just need to get this skill to level 40 again. And what we're doing is we're just coming up to level 40 on these. There we go, level 40, so we'll stop that. And now we need to go back to our trainer. So here we are back at the butchery station, and we've learnt the final one, which is the efficient refine materials. Now what this will actually do is it should give us the chance of getting extra outputs from the refined material. And what we've got to do is keep an eye on the area down here and see what it says after each craft. Let's craft these and let's see what happens down here. Because as you can see, we've got 1 bone, 1 sinew and 1 bit of venison meat. Now as we can see down here, if we look at this one, we only got 1 venison meat, which would be a normal craft. Now because of the ability of efficiency of refined materials, at the level we are at level 11, we get a 6.6% chance of getting some extra items out. Now on our last crafted items you can see that we actually got 2 venison meat instead of the 1, and that is what that skill is actually doing. So that is all of the butchery tree looked at in the game. I hope you found this video helpful, and please do feel free to leave any comments in the comments areas, and of course I can get back to you. And of course don't forget to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, because it will help me grow those channels, and you'll get to know when content is being done. And also you've got the information to follow Shroud of the Avatar. And thank you for watching.